What is up, my assorted followers, subscribers, and fans? It's runekey here, and I have not done a commentary in a long-ass time, but that's because I'm terrible at commentaries, and they're boring, so I don't know. Maybe this one will be entertaining. That's the idea, at least. Gameplay you're watching, it's gonna be terrible, because, I'm already pretty mediocre at Battlefield as it is, so playing it with fraps and dipping below 25 frames per second, it basically makes the game unplayable. I can get like 100 FPS when I'm not using it, but otherwise it goes down to like 25, and just can't play PC with that. Everyone else will just fucking dominate you, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to say that I'm not jumping on Battlefield 3. I do not have EA's cock so far down my throat that I can't even speak straight. Reddit. I just am not gonna buy the game. It's mostly because of kind of what EA is doing with the PC version, with the Origin and stuff, which I'll get to in a second. But there are some gameplay things first and foremost. The first thing I want to bring up is the beta. It came way too close to the final version of the game. People that are saying, oh yeah, it's just a beta, of course there's going to be glitches and stuff. Well, the game, it's got to ship in like 3 weeks. The beta ended and then the game is shipping like, what, less than a month later. 3 weeks later or something like that, and the game has to go gold. It has to be finished. It has to be, so they have to start packaging it. They have to start printing copies, and they have to start shipping it out. You can't just wait until the day before, which is apparently what a lot of people think is what they do, but that's not the case. I'm sure they need at least 2 weeks to get that game out there. So yeah, any of the glitches, all the falling through the map, all that shit that you saw in the beta, maybe a couple things might be fixed if they were able to quick patch. I know there was a couple like little ditches in one of the maps they showed in the beta, and when you go prone in it, you go into the map, so they just got rid of the ditch. So they kind of just, you know, got rid of the entire problem, I guess. So they might be able to make some fixes like that, but giant gameplay fixing, some of the hit marker detection problems, they're not going to be able to fix that by the final release. You're going to see a lot of that in the final build. And there's probably going to be a day one patch which will get rid of some of that, but most of the stuff they're getting from the beta is in reference to what should our first major patch be addressing. I think that's more where they're taking notes here, not to change the final game. There will be lots of issues with the game when it first comes out, and the servers will be overloaded just like every other Battlefield game that is released. They just can't, EA just can't get that. Every Battlefield that comes out, the servers get overloaded for days. No one can play any games. But anyway, gameplay, I don't know. It was fun, I guess. It was more streamlined than Bad Company 2, which was more streamlined than Battlefield 2. So it feels a lot more like Call of Duty than a Battlefield game at this point. But a lot of people kind of like that more. A lot of people want hair trigger shooters, but and there's going to be bigger maps, granted. The one in the beta was really small, so that might be contributing to it. I've heard a lot of great things about Caspian Border for the few that got to play it, but it's still a lot more streamlined than any previous Battlefield game. But anyway, the gameplay really wasn't my problem. I realized there's glitches to it, but there was a solid game underneath it all. But the main things I'm focusing about is Origin. You have to use... this is going to be mainly for PC players, so consoles may not even give a shit, but for PC, if you buy the game, you have to use Origin, which is like their EA's competitor to Steam, but it only sells EA games, and I really don't want to use two different... I use Steam for every game I buy on PC. I have over $1,000 of games on my Steam account, or at least that's what my Steam calculator says, which is probably overputting it with all the sales and shit, but over $1,000 worth of games on my account right now, and I really don't want to open up Origin just to play one game. And there's people out there that are saying that, you know, it's a competitor and competition is good for Steam so that they'll improve their product, but really that's not how a competition works. Competition is when two parties sell the same product but at maybe a different price. Maybe one's better somewhere. Maybe people just prefer to buy at one place more than the other. That's competition. But in this case, it's a monopoly. You can only buy Battlefield 3 on PC through Origin. You can't buy it through Steam. That's not a competition. It's you don't buy it through us. You don't buy it at all. You don't get to play the game. And it kind of is what really bothers me, and especially the fact that they're using Battlefield 3 as a scapegoat to kind of put Origin into people's hard drives and get them to start using that, and get them to start buying EA games. So I'm really not a fan of Origin, but there's also the Battlelog thing. If you don't know, that's when you play a game in Battlefield 3, instead of having an in-game server browser, it pops up a website, a fucking website in your internet browser, and kind of like a Facebook for Battlefield kind of thing. It kind of feels that way, at least with the IMing system and stuff. And that's where you go to this website, and then you find a server, you click play now, and then it loads the game. It has to reload the game. Your game like runs in the background sometimes, so you always kind of have like this Battlefield 3 client running in the background. It's really just a mess. It doesn't make any sense. It really should have just been like Bad Company 2 and every other goddamn fucking first-person shooter out there, where you have the game, you launch the game, and you pick a server, and you play it. You don't have to have this client running in the background that opens up another client, which goes back to the first client, which starts up the game, and then it closes the game when the match is finished. It's really fucking retarded. It's gonna make a lot of people angry, and I'm sure they'll fix this, but I did not have a lot of luck getting into games with friends using a Battlelog. I was friends with one of the people I play with on Origin, but that's not enough. You also have to be friends with them on Battlelog. So you have to be friends on Origin and Battlelog to invite them to a game. And then when we got together finally in a party and joined a game, it put us in separate teams and in separate squads, of course. So there's not really much of a point then, you know. I really play games in a party to play against people, you know. So I really think the Battlelog thing, as of now, is just really fucked up, and I really don't like how the game juggles all these background processes and shit like that. It's just kind of ridiculous. And last thing is just I just don't like EA. I just think they're a terrible company. They're even for like the PS3 version, they're using the online pass, which has been a giant controversy. It basically is trying to put a foot in the face of used game sales, which are actual competition, not like Origin. Used game sales by saying if you buy this game used, you're gonna have to either pay us extra to play online, or you're not gonna be able to play online at all, because the game comes with a voucher that you have to use to play online. So they're using that for consoles. Of course, PC's always been that way, but I don't know. And EA, they just do shit like that all the time. And one of the things I did during the beta was there's the Caspian border map, which was apparently much better. I didn't play it, but apparently it was much better than Operation Metro for a lot of people. It had more of that Battlefield feel. And they kind of stopped letting people have Caspian border maps after a while, but there were still people that were hacking the game to be able to play on Caspian border, and EA started banning accounts, started banning Origin accounts. People who had already bought the game and now have a banned Origin account, and they're $60 in the hole because they bought Battlefield and they're not getting the game, because they were playing on a modded server, and they consider that cheating. So you know, like, I can't be buying a game on PC from a company who's banning players for playing on modded servers. You know, that's, unless if you're cheating in like a public game, that's not affecting anybody else. I don't really care if someone goes and gets a higher level and now they have all these fancy badges. I really couldn't give less of a shit if they hacked like some fancy ribbon or something, or some cool dog tag or something like that. And, I don't know. So EA just does a lot of shit I don't agree with, and I really don't want them to be in charge of my game library, which is kind of what Origin is there for, going back to that. So yeah, there's a few other reasons, but those are the big ones. Game's I didn't think it was fantastically fun. I don't know, maybe I was just sour and angry and bitter about it, but mainly because of other things. Origin, Battlelog, and just EA's bullshit. So, but if you don't like EA's bullshit, just don't buy their game, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just not gonna not buy the game. So, will I ever buy the game in the future? Maybe. I don't want to put a pin in and say, oh, I'm never gonna buy the game, because I would hate to hold myself to that in case. Maybe if it came to Steam, I would probably definitely buy it. If they fixed like all the glitches in the game, I'd probably buy it. If the game goes on sale for a ridiculously low price, which may happen. Bad Company 2 went to $5 like less than a year after it came out. So if something bad shit crazy like that happens, I'll probably pick up the game. But right now, launch, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to play the game. 2 games I'm looking forward to next month, Modern Warfare 3 and Skyrim. I know, Modern Warfare 3, right? But that's a topic for another commentary, and hopefully I'll do that. Maybe I'll get some Call of Duty gameplay and talk about why I am buying Modern Warfare 3. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I didn't really want to go on this long with the video, almost 12 minutes now, but hope you enjoyed it anyway, and I'm sorry again for the terrible gameplay that went with it, but it's all I have.